Hey podcaster, I'm Tim Wahlberg, your podcast performance coach with another actionable tip so you can sound like a pro and gain more podcast fans. Today's tip is kill the encouragement. As an interviewer, you have only one task to do after you ask your guest a question. Anyone know what that might be?
Shut up.
Shut up. Shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up, damn it.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Don't you hate it when people do this?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about it. It's kind of rude, isn't it?
Oh.
To constantly be making noises as someone else is talking.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the point of it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you mean to tell them, yes,
Mm-hmm.
I'm listening, I'm hearing what you're saying. It's so fascinating. In fact, it's so interesting that I want to get in on it. Here, take that.
Yeah.
I get it. You want to acknowledge your guest, but let me break it to you. You don't need to. You've acknowledged them by having them on your show. Now let them speak. In person or on TV or perhaps through Skype, a presenter has eye contact with their guest and can nod their head to reassure their guest. And I encourage you to do this if you insist on using video when you record your podcast. But when you're just using audio, you don't have the luxury. But the good news is you don't need it. You may think that the sounds that you're making as your guest is talking is encouraging, but it's distracting and unnecessary. They may think you've got something to add, that you might jump in on them. You might throw them off their train of thought. Then they'll stop talking and then you want to jump in. No. Go ahead. I was just about to say, sorry. You finish. Please finish. Well, as I was saying, sorry. Okay, I'll go. Okay, go ahead. You were saying? Right. What is your listener doing right now hearing this? They're feeling really awkward, just like you. Give your guests the respect they deserve and be quiet. Now, if you have a co-host, this applies to you as well. Just wait your turn. A little natural overlap is going to happen from time to time on podcasts, but control what you can. One of my clients had a really bad habit of doing this. He wasn't even aware of it until I made him listen to his own podcast. The way we fixed it was easy. I gave him a sign to post next to his mic when he recorded. Can you guess what it said? It's working really well for him, I have to say. Now, if you want to download that sign, just go to my website. You can get access to that one and all of my other signs, including the pre-podcast checklist that I have. It's the perfect protocol to follow before you press record. Just go to my website for episode 12, Kill the Encouragement, and you'll see it at the bottom of the notes. And as I'm saying this, I'm thinking back to my introduction of this podcast because I made a mistake. I told you that there was one thing that you needed to do after asking your guest a question. There's actually two things. One is to shut up. Number two is to listen. But I'll save that one for another podcast. The one and only thing you need to take away from this podcast is kill the audible encouragement. Just be quiet and listen to your guest. And I hope that's just the tip you need. If you'd like a free 15-minute coaching call, you can just shut up and listen to me yammer for 15 minutes too. Or we can talk about your podcast. Anything you want to talk about, I'd be happy to connect with you. Let's work together and make your podcast sound great. Find out more and schedule your free call with me at podcastperformancecoach.com. I'm Tim Wahlberg. See ya!